But for example, if you bought all the bars down here, I counted about 7, and then there's one on the corner here, and then you get the best of both worlds. You get soy 7 and you get this soy. I think that if you just take the whole lot, especially this side here, then you'll do well. I wouldn't touch any of these beer bars.
I'm just sitting inside Mama Cafe at the top end of Soy 7, right opposite the 2 new bars what I'm building. I'm going to show you them sort of at the end of the series, because it's just all plasterwork and there's not a great deal to see. So if you're looking at it at the moment, I prefer to show you when the lighting and the ceiling is in. They've started the ceiling today. That should take about 3 days to complete, but they have to drop all cables behind it, lighting, CCTV, so there's a lot of work to do on that. That should be completed in about 3 days. I'm hoping to open around about the 25th, or perhaps after. That'll be the first bar. Now I also believe this is going to be the same time around about shooters, so I actually don't want to clash with them on the same day. I think they're heading to the 25th, but that's what I'm heading to, so I might just do it the day after. But with shooters opening, with A7 and Heading as an opening, that's going to pick this top end of the soy up. At the end of yesterday's video, at the very end, I said, imagine buying a whole soy. Believe me, it is not for me. But it is very interesting, this soy. I think it was derelict before the lockdowns even came. But, you know, imagine having control over a whole soy. Before we go there, I'm inside Mama Cafe. I do often come here. It's very cheap. There's 50 baht meals, 100 baht meals, Thai food. There you go. There's noodles. And also, I don't even know what that's called, actually. But it's a curry with chicken. Those 2 meals there, the 2 dishes and the water, only came to 120 baht. We eat in here often, you know, and the food is quite nice. And they're not huge portions, but plenty enough for me. That means you can try a couple of different things. Now let me tell you a little story about this place. On the corner here, you will remember it used to be the 7-Eleven. This was the 7-Eleven, and then on the front of it, there used to be a like sort of noodle stand and Thai food. Well, the ladies who work there now work here at Mama Cafe. They got a job here. Noi, who owns this, she gave them a job here. So they're the cooks in Mama. I'm at the bottom of Soy 7, or should I say the bottom end. A little bit far from the bottom. In Rides for Kicks, he made a video and he showed you an hotel which was sort of off the beaten track. You've got this Hof license, I would call it. I've been in there before, particularly on a Songkran. I would go in to buy some beer and then towards the beach. But that's where it is. You basically go in there. It says there, room for rent, and you walk along this path. So let's go and have a look. Here it is. It's called the Globe. But before I show you that, just on the left here, there's these kind of beer bar complexes. And I'll be honest with you, I've never been to any of these before, or not that I can remember. I presume these were well gone long before the pandemic. But yeah, there's a beer bar here. They're all fenced off now. There's a beer bar here, and then just the front of that is Pattaya Klang. And if we go down towards this way, we're going towards Beach Road. So these bars are kind of stepped back off Beach Road. There is a lot of activity. There's restaurants going on over there. But yeah, very interesting. I'll be very honest with you. This kind of business, the beer bars, is really not my kind of business model. The Globe here, very, very nice hotel. From what I believe, it was renovated just before the pandemic. It didn't open, it wasn't far off finished, but it's got up there sea view rooms, so you can look out onto the beach. So it's quite amazing that in this little community here, you've got this really plush hotel. As far as I'm aware, it is going to open, so remember, the name is The Globe. At the end of yesterday's video, I mentioned, imagine buying a whole soy. So what I've done is I've come back to this soy. It's pretty derelict. I did see one bar open. Right, Brian, I don't know what this soy is called. Do you know what it's called?
No, I don't actually. I always just call it the cut-through between soy 7 and
Pattaya Klang.
Yeah, it needs a name.
Now, it was about a week or so ago when we came down here. You mentioned that'd be a good idea to buy the whole soy. Right, give me the benefits of buying the whole soy. Start off with.
Well, there's a few benefits. If you talk to the landlords first and you get in on the game somehow, so like I know loads of landlords that have lots of buildings everywhere, and if you do a deal with them, you could pump the soy and pump their prices too and make some money off that. I haven't done that down soy 6, we've just kind of built it up. But for example, if you bought all the bars down here, I counted about 7, and then there's one on the corner here, and then you get the best of both worlds. You get soy 7 and you get this soy. I think that if you just take the whole lot, especially this side here, then you'll do well. I wouldn't touch any of these beer bars. I would definitely, these buildings here with rooms above, and then you've got gills upstairs, customers upstairs.
Why wouldn't you touch any beer bars? Well, I know that's not your thing, and plus it's not my thing as well.
I don't really want to say too much, but let's just say the landlords don't have a good reputation down here. For me, I want a place for our staff to stay. I want a solid building with a shunot. I want cheaper rents, and that's what you get. And of course, you've got more building costs, but at least you've got somewhere for your staff to stay. On these beer bars here, you've got people sleeping in there at night time for security. It's no way for your staff just to sleep like that. Yeah, at least have a room.
I'm looking around at these buildings, apart from the ones on the left here, they have got rooms actually. They're probably staff rooms or probably rentable rooms. So what would be the negative then of buying a whole soy like this? And do you think say there's one landlord that owns all this? Do you know?
No, I don't know. I was going to do a video about this place, and I was going to do some research. The benefit is that you can own the area long term and nobody else can come in it, but you have to buy the whole soy. You need to, because you're going to spend the next 6 months pumping it. And of course, other business owners will come in at the last minute and they gain the most. But if you get the whole lot and then you advertise the whole lot, so let's say it will probably cost about 14 million to get this place, get all the bars down here and done up, and then maybe get it going.
And how many bars would that be for 14 million?
Well, I just counted 7 quickly. So
looks like
just a couple of guesstimates.
Are you just talking about one side here?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, sorry. And then there's 3 on that side. You need to split it up as much as you can.
Yeah.
It's better to have more places cheaper. A long time ago, one of my friends said, why don't you get loads of beer bars? And I was just saying, no way. Like, no way on this earth. And then I realised that having a big place was more about ego for me, like a go-go. People say, have a nightclub. You need to go one step up. And I'm like, what we're doing now is very hard to do. Not many people can manage this many bars, so we just stick to what we know, and that's the best way in my mind, is just stay at the bottom and nobody notices. If you own a nightclub or a go-go, yeah, you can make a fortune, but if it gets shut down, like I had a go-go before, when sometimes the power went off, sometimes there's a big problem, and then you don't make any money at all. And the way I see it, if you've got 10 bars down here, you've got a net out for each bar. One of them's going to do absolutely amazing every night. One of them will for sure, because you've got, it's like playing lottery tickets. There's always one, and then there's always like 2 or 3 that do very well, some in the middle, and some might lose. But in general, that's how you make good money, is by having more.
This side here, which was on the left before, these are, to me, this is a beer bar, isn't it?
Yeah, there's no rooms upstairs.
Yeah, that's
5 baht for the toilet.
I agree with that, because at the moment with us, with A7 and Hacienda, we're reaping the benefits of getting staff because we already have accommodation for them. And that's a big thing for them.
The good thing with these places is there's no maintenance and there's no like aircon to pay, probably cheap electric, But then you've got silly rents and silly key money, and then there's other issues which I won't go into.
These here, Brian, look like bars themselves, or could be bars because it's a solid building.
Yeah, I think this is one of the best locations on the Soi. What was this called before?
I've no idea.
There was a ladies' gentlemen's kind of place here before, wasn't there, at one stage?
Well, according to that there, it says Happiness Corner, but Brian's saying that's an old sign. Now this one is the old Pandora's bar. What is interesting about this bar is I can't see any for rent sign on it. Look, they opened up after COVID, the QR code. So that is interesting, Brian, that there's no for rent sign on this.
Yeah, well, they're probably going to come back.
You think so?
Yeah.
Just behind me here is the new beer bar complex. I think there's 7 or 8 beer bars. They're looking pretty good actually, and I've seen them at night time. They are getting busier. So that's kind of the new Soi coming along. So that's the end of episode 2 on Soi 7. Now in the next episode, on episode 3, I'm going to be coming out at night time and having a look at the Soi at night time, particularly those new beer bars here on the left hand side. Episode 4 will be going up towards the new bars and the section, or the top end, which I believe is going to be the first to go. Well, it looks like it anyway, because you'll have the A7 bar, Rolling Live bar, Shooters is opening very soon, Hedonism and Hookup. So this area is looking pretty much full now. Once them new bars run, once Shooters is open, that's it. It's literally a goer, and then that makes it more viable for people to come to the Soi. You need, for the last 2 months, well 3 months, it's like I've been sitting on my own. We've done well, but we've been sitting on our own. So it'd be better if, in my opinion, for more bars. When you group together, it's better. People have got more reason to come to the Soi. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. See you again tomorrow. Thank you.